Another example of integrating the television and other types of advertisement. Again, you can read this, but during the Super Bowl, where TV spots are extraordinarily expensive, there's a little example there of what Levant did in Canada during the Super Bowl, where they allowed people to watch the adverts in depth, watch them later, watch more than one advert. So they ran some sort of funny adverts, there was a series of them. So one would be displayed during the commercial break. The red button thing would come up on the screen, so that viewers could press the red button on the remote control and get more information. And, crucially, get a coupon for money off. It was for Budweiser beer, but it was handled by Levant. So what that does is it allows customers to sort of get coupons, and if you've got like $1 off, 12 pack of beer, you're going to feel like you're wasting money if you don't get the beer, unless of course you don't like the beer at all. So that's quite a powerful way of advertising to consumers. Another thing that is still relatively new to Europe, although it's been around a long time in Japan, are 2D barcodes. I'm sorry I haven't got an example of this here, but the 2D barcodes allow people to use their mobile phone to gather information. Now in Japan they use them a lot for things like bus timetables and so on. You go up to the bus stop, you take a photo of the barcode, and then your phone translates that into the bus timetable. There's an example of restaurants in America that have done that, where they print this barcode in a student newspaper, students copy that, and it becomes an electronic coupon for discounts of meals and so on. And it also allows them to say, and here's where all our restaurants for this chain are across the city. And it's the sort of information that you would probably keep on your phone as well, so you've got it then whenever you need it. And that's actually quite a good way of getting people to take information from printed material to actually something useful, because people often don't write down you don't read a newspaper and think, oh, I'll write down the number of MacDonald's or put it into my phone straight away. That made it very easy, and that made people much more likely to do it, especially if you give them the incentive of a coupon. Fake websites to sort of sell real products are another quite popular way of communicating. So there's a film called 2012. There's a fake website called the Institute for Human Continuity. The world's about to end. What you can do is go up there and sign up for a free evacuation pass from planet Earth, apparently. The other one that we're probably much more aware of is comparethemeerkat.com. So the last thing we want to talk about now are the sort of silent commerce, the sort of all-pervasive means of communication that I think are a bit trickier, and I'm always a bit more nervous of these sorts of things. Biometric data, for instance, can be used, and if people are carrying around passports with biometric data, who else can scan them and know what you're up to where you are? Has everyone seen adverts for contactless credit cards? There's Barclays are doing one at the moment where there's a man in a blue suit sliding around London in a water. So what that's about is you don't actually have to put your card into a machine. You just, as you walk past it, your card's deducted with whatever you need. So that sort of technology, it's all very low powered at the moment, and you have to go really close to the reader to do it. But sorry.
I'd just like to ask if you knew how they protected data on those cards.
Well, I was just about to say, it's not very protected.
So you just said, and that's it, so if someone gets hold of your card,
Yeah.
you go to the shop and
Yes. They only use the contactless cards charged for very small amounts though. So it's for sort of things like a cup of coffee and newspaper and stuff like that. They're not allowed to use them for anything over, I think it's £10 in this country. So that's to try and protect you a bit. But you were talking about protecting money, but actually protecting your data, because that actually carries quite a lot of data about you. And if Barclays were that way inclined, and I'm not saying they are, they might sort of start selling that sort of information. So, allow a restaurant to know when a Barclays customer walks past the restaurant, for instance, and let them know what sort of types of consumers there are, whether they're sort of under 20s, male, female, affluent or not affluent, all that sort of information could be gathered by unscrupulous users. So we have to be very careful with this. But my feeling is, in the future, it will become a legitimate marketing tool somehow, and it makes me feel very uncomfortable. So I'm entirely with you on that. But the use of embedded devices to passively communicate is not new. You've probably all been in shops where somebody's bought something and the alarm tag hasn't been cancelled correctly. You walk out the store and the alarms go off, and you don't have to be very close to the scanners for that to happen. And that's exactly the same technology as is in the Barclaycard thing that we're talking about. So, although the Barclaycard's set to a much lower power, there's nothing to stop it being in the future. They're also testing mobile phones with the same sort of thing in Finland at the moment. So you scan your phone past something to pay for it, and it's deducted from your phone bill rather than your bank account. But that could be used to market directly to people.